There's writing everywhere you go. Billboards, social media, books, films. Someone had to sit down and think about what they wanted to share, write it down, and often try to make it as appealing as possible. Whether that just be editing on your phone or several entire departments working on a single project, writers often have a message to share, and to get that message heard, they have to attract an audience. For creative writing in particular, this involves inventing an entire world to maintain a viewer's attention. But literature and film lack a dimension that can only be found in video games. Not only are you a part of the audience, you are the protagonist. The extent in which video games can force a person to reflect on themselves is expansive, either through the choices they make as their character, or their decisions as a person, sometimes at the same time, and sometimes you're just a passive observer like you would be for any other book or TV show. So for the sake of simplicity, I'll be comparing what makes storytelling through video games so compelling to the world of Red Dead Redemption 2. The story takes place in a fictionalized version of America in 1899. With the age of cowboys ruling the West long in the past, we follow a gang of outlaws on the run from the law. They're chased over half the country, setting up camp in one state to the next for no more than a few weeks at a time. You play as the gang leader's right-hand man, Arthur Morgan, and learn how to hunt, rob, kill, forage, and even play a few tabletop games in order to survive. The mechanics of the game are simple: make money and don't die. But with over 50 hours of gameplay within the main story alone, accomplishing this task isn't so cut and dry. This number doesn't even include all the side content and exploring there is to do. The map is astoundingly large and diverse, with environments ranging from the vast deserts in the west to snow-capped mountains up north to the gator-filled swamps in the south. Unless you take a train or stagecoach, all you have is your horse to get from one side of the map to the other, and it isn't as easy as charging in a straight line from one location to the next, at least if you don't want to send your horse careening off a cliff. While you might respawn, well, now you've lost your ride. You could be civil, find a horse in the wild, approach it calmly and try to tame it without getting bucked off. Or you could follow the nearest road until someone comes along, shoot him in the face, and loot him for all he's worth. On this same ride, you might run into a variety of people also in need of help. A man poisoned by a snake, a woman stuck under her fallen horse, or just some stranger as equally lost as you. It's up to you to decide if you want to help this person. After all, there might be some money at the end of it. Or maybe you just want to get some good karma. This places the player's consciousness at the forefront of their decision, something that can't function in a typical narrative, making the morality of the protagonist tied to you. Red Dead mirrors reality in a multitude of ways, to the nature that can be found around the map, to the instincts of the animals and people around you. The towns, buildings, catalogs in the shop, people's outfits, and so much more resemble what life really looked like at that time. And not only can you find deer sparring with their antlers tangled together, or wolves playing with each other, you have an impact on the environment as well. If you shoot your gun in a rural area, you'll notice the birds stop chirping. If you stand still when a grizzly charges you, you will not be attacked. But unless you heard it from someone else, you'll have to find this all out by yourself. Even still, none of these little interactions are scripted into the story itself. They just happen as you exist in the world. And, regardless of how you come upon it, experiencing it naturally for the first time is more exciting than anything a linear narrative can produce. What is perhaps most captivating about Red Dead storytelling is how its one branch of narrative splits your perspective on the entire game. Where does your honor lie? Do you run through the whole thing like a maniac, or do you learn the beauty of change? I don't think either choice ruins the experience, even if you know the whole plot. By the end of it, you will still likely find something impactful in these extremely rich and complex characters, or consider a thing or two about your own life. Now, if I had an hour, I'd go into every detail about how the story itself is damn near perfect, but that's besides the point, which is, video games are an amazing medium to make audiences consider some of the themes in a story, even if that's just seeing your actions have consequences. If you haven't played Red Dead Redemption 2, play Red Dead Redemption 2, and if you have already played it, play it again.